The Seattle Seahawks have their guy. Welcome into this breaking news edition of Seattle Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. The very first free agent signing of 2025 for Seattle is their next quarterback. Sam Darnold agrees to a 3-year, $100.5 million deal with $55 million guaranteed. The story of Sam Darnold is a fascinating one. He began his career at USC, and he was thought of as one of the top quarterbacks in his class, one that included the likes of Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield and company. Goes on to the New York Jets, and they had their fair share of issues there in New York, and he was thought of as the scapegoat. Then he goes to Carolina, was put in a rough situation there. From that point, he ended up in San Francisco, and that's where we started to slowly see the turnaround for Sam Darnold in San Francisco. Sat behind Brock Purdy and got to learn from Kyle Shanahan and got to see a successful team. He was the backup QB for a Niners team that went to the Super Bowl. And the very small glimpses we saw of Sam Darnold in San Francisco was pretty solid. Then he goes to the Minnesota Vikings, and that's where things really changed for the better for Sam Darnold. And I'll be honest, it was a bit of a perfect storm for Sam Darnold, getting to learn from one of the best offensive minds in football in Kevin O'Connell, getting to play with one of the best receivers we've ever seen in the history of the game in Justin Jefferson, an emerging star receiver in Jordan Addison, and he had a fantastic season. 35 touchdowns and won a lot of games this past season. They made the playoffs. And here's why I like this more than having Geno Smith. You get him for similar money. You get a guy that his best season is better than any season we've seen ever from Geno Smith, statistically speaking. And a lot of people are going to point to the offensive line. Well, what's he going to do behind Seattle's offensive line? If you count the playoffs, Sam Darnold was sacked more than Geno Smith was last season. So Sam's faced adversity, dealt with pressure before, and did pretty well, all things considered, with the Pro Bowl appearance last year as well. I think this is a very good move for Seattle. And on top of that, some of you may be saying, what about the draft and taking one of those quarterbacks? There's only two QBs I have first-round grades on in this draft. That's Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. And in all likelihood, neither one were going to be available when Seattle picked at 18. How would you grade the signing of Sam Darnold? I'll give you my grade coming up in just a moment, but I want to hear from you guys first. A, B, C, D, or F. Weigh in the comment section on our pinned comment today. You might get an ad break while the ad's playing. Get your votes in. Let us know what it is. My grade is an A minus, and here's why I'm going with an A minus as opposed to an A. I like everything about Sam Darnold. I've been a big fan of his for a while, but you are investing a decent chunk of change in one great season. And we don't know the answer to this question. Time will tell. Was that one great season from Sam Darnold an outlier, or is this who he really is? I don't know just yet. I'm optimistic. I'm hopeful that this version of Sam Darnold that we saw in 2024 is here to stay, but we don't know. The last couple of games this season against the Rams and against the Lions, Sam Darnold didn't look so great. For Sam Darnold, I'm happy for him that he walks into this situation in Seattle and gets to be the guy. This seemed during the season like it wasn't even in the cards for the Seattle Seahawks to bring in Sam Darnold, because all signs pointed to that the Minnesota Vikings were going to bring him back and J.J. McCarthy was going to sit under him for maybe another year or two. Now you get a guy that's ready to go. You don't have to hope for a rookie quarterback to mature and learn the NFL process along the way. And Sam Darnold gets his chance to not have a rookie or young quarterback waiting in the wings, that he gets to lead a team, and this gets to be his franchise. I'm happy for Sam that he gets this opportunity and gets to do so here with this Seattle Seahawks organization and show what he's all about. Folks, this is why you subscribe to Seattle Seahawks Today. For every free agent signing, no matter how big or how small, we're bringing you a video here on Seahawks Today reacting to the news. And it's been a crazy few days when it comes to what Seattle has done on the trade front, moving on from Geno Smith and DK Metcalf, releasing Tyler Lockett. We have brought you videos each and every day when we've had news. This is our third live show since Friday, and we're going to be live again on Tuesday and Wednesday. Lock us in. Stay alert. Stay up to date. We got you covered. Turn on your notifications. Let's get at least 50 subs off today's video. If you appreciate what we're doing, bringing you Seahawks content every day on the channel, the easiest way you can support us is by subscribing. We're closing in on 64,000 subscribers. Subscribe now for free. YouTube.com/SeahawksTV. You'll be glad you did. Let's go over the numbers of that fantastic season that was for Sam Darnold in 2024. Had a completion percentage of 66.2%. Threw for 4,319 yards, 35 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and a QB rating of 60.6. And when we talk about the growth for Sam Darnold, look at this, folks. Let's go back to 2022. 6 games played for Carolina, 7 touchdowns, 3 picks. Year before that, 11 games played for Carolina, 9 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. But then, 2024, it all changed. A significant improvement, an opportunity in a space to showcase what he was really made of. And Sam Darnold capitalized on that moment and showed what he is capable of and what he's all about. Similar to Geno Smith in this sense, a guy that was with the New York Jets and people had given up on. And when he got that second chance, he did not back down. This is a player that has the intestinal fortitude, the mental toughness to compete at a high level in this league. And he's already shown that. What is your one-word reaction to the Seahawks signing Sam Darnold? What is your one word? I'll give you my one word in a moment, but I want to hear from you guys first. Give me your one-word reaction in the comment section below. My one word is wow. It is wow. Everything that has transpired over the last few days. Think about this, folks. We had heard just a week ago Seattle was close to an extension with Geno Smith, that they were going to roll with him for the next couple of seasons. We heard John Schneider say we want to draft a quarterback. We want to find our QB of the future in this draft or in the next draft. And then, in the words of the great Michael Scott, oh, how the turntables. Now, you don't have to draft a quarterback. You got a guy that's 27 years old. You got him on a long-term contract. You have a new starting quarterback that's better than Geno Smith for the same amount of money. And think about this. The money sounds like a lot. 3 years, $100 million. That ain't cheap. But let's say, for all intents and purposes, best case scenario, if Sam Darnold plays at the level he did last year, or even close to that level, then the next 3 years, this is a bargain for Seattle. Then, next year, you're going to have a whole lot of cap space, and you've already moved on from some cap casualties this year with the departures of DK and Lockett and Drew and Draymond Jones and others. You still got some more money to spend. We'll see what the final number is. Go protect this guy. Get the offensive line shored up. And take advantage of the draft capital you have with these young players. And you can really build something here. You can do something special potentially for the next several years with Sam Darnold under center. Got a great deal we're offering Seahawks fans right now. Hoodies are on sale for up to 50% off at chatsports.com/Seahawks hoodie. I'm wearing a hoodie right now. It's still hoodie season here in the month of March, folks. And I don't want you to miss out on your opportunity to get one of these fantastic hoodies. We have some for men and for women both, all sorts of different shapes and sizes. Chatsports.com/Seahawks hoodie is where you can get yours today, up to 50% off. We have other Seahawks merchandise available for you as well. Go see for yourself right now. Chatsports.com/Seahawks hoodie to get yours today. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. That's chatsports.com/Seahawks hoodie. Some final thoughts on this move for Seattle bringing in Sam Darnold here. I'm excited. I'm optimistic. I'm hopeful. But let's not ignore that the pressure is on. John Schneider, he knows his job's on the line. And he said, I'm not going to risk my job on Geno Smith. I'm going to do something different here. I am going to separate myself from Pete Carroll in the previous regime. He told Pete, you can have Geno. When my ass is on the line, I'm not putting my job on Geno Smith. He is putting his job on Sam Darnold. And if Sam Darnold works out, John's going to look like a genius. And he could be around for a long time. But if it doesn't work out, this could fall right in his face, and we could be talking about a new general manager in Seattle next season. That's how big this is. Sam Darnold will decide John Schneider's future when it's all said and done. Think about that, folks. Now, let's get him an offensive line. Let's get some receivers. Continue to build that defense. And this team could be better than what people think in 2025. They're not rebuilding. They're retooling. And that's an important difference. Thanks for joining us here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. Subscribe now for the latest happenings in your favorite team all offseason long. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.